Hey friends, today is Tuesday the 19th of April and it is the official start of the Amish in April readathon. I have already read one book, an Amish book this month that I will tell you more about at the end of this sort of video vlog. Yeah, I thought I might sort of try and do a wee bit of a vlog thing as I read some Amish books for this readathon. So the first book I'm starting off with is Building Her Amish Dream by Joanne Brown. This is kind of like, there's a group read that Sarah over at the Bookish Knitter had organised, so I'm going to jump on and start reading this today, and I will sort of take you along. I am going to snuggle up on the sofa here. It is a beautiful day outside. I could have gone and sat out in the sun and read, but I had other things to do, and I think it's kind of too late in the day now, but that doesn't matter. I've enjoyed having the sun shining in the windows, etc. But yeah, I'm going to sort of start reading this, and I will give you my thoughts as I progress through the book. But I hope you enjoy this video. I've finished the first chapter, and we meet Mattie and her sister Daisy. Daisy has Down syndrome and is also in a wheelchair. Mattie has had an accident, and Daisy has had the foresight to see somebody walking along the road and has shouted for help, and that is Benjamin. So we just kind of met the first three characters. The start of the book was very gentle, which is nice, but sort of, Benjamin is stopped on his way to supposedly help Mattie and Daisy start preparing to renovate these sheds to become a farm shop, and he stopped to admire the view and the birds and stuff, and it's kind of slightly reminiscent of Anna Green Gables-ish in that, describing the maple trees, etc. So yes, it's set in Prince Edward Island, but I knew that, obviously that's where Anna Green Gables was set. But I kind of hadn't expected maybe the author to try and do sort of like slight Anne of Green Gables description. So, but yeah, so the first chapter's read. I think it's going to be good, but I will let you know what I think more as I read it. Morning, friends. I managed to read 4 more chapters yesterday, so I'm up to chapter 5 in the Building Her Amish Dream by Joanne Brown. It's very slow. I am enjoying it, but for me there's something missing, and I really don't know what it is. It's really strange. I like the characters. I like Mattie. I think she's a really nice character. I love her little sister, Daisy. She has Down syndrome. She's in a wheelchair, but she's got so much spunk. That kid is like, I think she's the boss of the family, basically. But no, I really do like the characters. I just don't know what it is. It's kind of very different from other Amish books that I've read, in that most of them, they're already in a community, and they're doing various jobs within the community. I think because this one is Mattie is trying to set up a shop, I think that's the difference. And we're just kind of getting, the place that she's setting up the shop is an absolute mess and things like that. So I think that's kind of where it's slightly different, but I am enjoying it. It's a nice read, but I'll get more of it done today, and I'll let you know my thoughts later. Morning, friends. I managed to read another couple of chapters last night of Building Her Amish Dream by Joanne Brown. It's getting better. We had more interaction between Mattie and her cousins, which was really nice. It was kind of nice to start learning a bit more about them. And there's Benjamin's beginning to sort of talk to her about his plans and what he wants to do. So there's a bit more coming into the story now, which is making it nice. So I hope to read more of it today. I've got time. I think I will be able to sit down on the sofa this afternoon and just do some reading. So I'll hopefully get a fair chunk of it done then. But I will let you know my thoughts when I talk to you. When I talk to you. Yes, exactly. When I talk to you once I've read it. But I'll speak to you soon. Bye. Hey friends, I thought I would bring you along as I'm doing some reading. I'm still reading Building Her Amish Dream by Joanne Brown. On chapter 13, so I am sitting snuggled up in the blanket. I have a cup of Earl Grey tea with me, and I'm going to do some reading, so I thought I'd bring you along as I read. So I hope you enjoy. And I meant to say, if you're watching this and you want to do some reading while I'm reading, please do so. Then I know I'm actually reading with somebody else. Well, I'm really enjoying it. It's got to a really interesting bit where a character has come back, um, and it's causing some friction. So it's really, really interesting. But I hope, I will let you know my thoughts once hopefully I finish this. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed just seeing me have a wee read. But I'm gonna keep going now. But I think to sort of keep the video going, you'd be watching paint dry. So, but yeah, I will speak to you later. Hey friends, just a wee quick catch up on Building Her Amish Dream by Joanne Brown. I've read another couple of chapters last night and read part of one this morning. I really liked how the story is beginning to develop a bit more, and various aspects of the characters' lives are beginning to be explained, and why maybe the Daisy is the way, has some feelings that she has, etc. I'm really liking it. I'm liking, just the way it's very gentle story, and the way that they're sort of beginning to build a bit of a community where they are. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. I probably might get it finished today if I sit and read and do a fair bit of reading, but I'll see how I feel. But no, at the moment I am enjoying it, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next. Hey friends, well that's me finished Building Her Amish Dream by Joanne Brown. It did get better as it went on. So, premise is we meet Mattie, who has moved to Prince Edward Island along with her sister Daisy, who has Down syndrome and is also in a wheelchair after an accident when she was younger. There's been a split in the family, and she's there with her 3 cousins, and she's agreed to open a farm shop. But the hut that the farm shop's going to be in needs a lot of work done to it. There's also a man there called Benjamin, and Benjamin is staying with a friend of his and has agreed to help get the hut ready for the farm shop. Benjamin used to date Mattie's eldest sister, but it didn't work out, and he left. But what he doesn't realise is that Mattie fancied him even at that point. There are a lot of things that Mattie and Benjamin both have to discover about themselves, about the island, and really what they want and what they feel God wants for them in their life. There are reunions, there are breakups. It was really well written. I really enjoyed the characters. As I got more and more into the story, I really liked the main characters. I thought Mattie, Daisy, and Benjamin were really good. They were kind of the main focus of the story. You got a few other bits and pieces with the cousins, and then with other people came into the story, which is very different from some of the other Amish books that I've read, in that there's always been like they're part of a community. So it was very different from that point of view. And to begin with, I thought, not too sure if I'm going to like it. But I did. I really enjoyed it. I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 stars rating. And hopefully there'll be more. They're reading the wee author notes. There's going to be hopefully more in the series. So I will definitely get them as she writes more, because I really liked her writing style. I liked the fact, I also liked Prince Edward Island. I thought, a great place to have to start an Amish community. So I am really glad I've read it, and I will start my next Amish book probably maybe later today, I don't know, or maybe tomorrow. But when I do, I will come back and talk to you and let you know what the book is and my thoughts as I read it. Morning, friends. It's Saturday morning. I started a new Amish book last night. I started The Amish Animal Doctor by Patrice Lewis. I'm really liking this one. It has sucked me in from the beginning. We meet Abigail, who has come back to her mother's new Amish community to help her mum, because her mum has had her hip replaced, so is needing help around the house, etc. The interesting thing is that Abigail is a fully qualified vet. She has been away from an Amish community for 10 years because she went to train as a veterinarian, and has been working for 2 years within a clinic. Has taken time off to come back and help her mum. What is really interesting is her mum is really, is not that, she's not being shunned or anything. Her mum has made it very clear that Abigail was away developing the talents that God gave her, and obviously her parents were so supportive of that decision. So there's kind of no animosity, which is so nice. And it's kind of, I think there's going to be an internal struggle for Abigail as to whether she should go back to the Englisher world, or does she stay as an Amish in the Amish world. So I think it's going to be very, very interesting to see where it goes, but I am enjoying it so far. As I read more, I'll let you know. Morning, friends. Hope you're well. I'm here to do a wee bit more on The Amish Animal Doctor by Patrice Lewis. I am enjoying it. There is a part of it that is beginning to annoy me, and I don't want to say too much at the moment. I will say more in my wrap up, but it's to do with the fact that the main character, Abby, is now kind of being, in many ways, pushed to make a decision as to what is she going to do. Is she going to stay within the Amish community, or is she going to go back to life in the English world? And there's pressure being put on her from various sides, not from her mother. Her mother is obviously very proud of her, the fact that she's become a veterinarian. etc. But the bishop is now putting pressure on her and things like this, and it's just, I don't think it's fair, but I will say more in my wrap up. But it's beginning to, shall we say, slightly grate, and it seems to be that there's always this thing in the background. There's always this like people pushing her to make decisions, and she's not ready to make decisions yet. I do love the fact that she just loves animals so much, and everything is really, really good. So I'm interested to see how this conflict is resolved. So I will do more reading today and let you know. Hey friends, well, I finished the Amish Animal Doctor by Patrice. Really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 out of 5. It wound itself up really, really nicely. Probably very conveniently, I would probably say. And I think the thing that did stop it becoming a five star for me was the fact that, you know, she was having so much pressure put on her by the bishop, and you know, you've got to choose what you want to do, etc. You can't be Amish and be a vet, blah blah blah. It doesn't set a good example to the young people, etc. Which I found, I actually felt really sorry for her, because, like, you know, she says her gift for, you know, treating animals, etc., not only through her study, but it was a gift from God. So how can he turn around and say to her, no, you can't do that because you're Amish? It didn't sit well with me, I have to say. That was kind of the one thing I didn't like about the book, but I liked Abigail as a character. I thought she was really nice. Her mum was great. I did like Benjamin as well. I thought it was nice to see him as, you know, he was quite a shy man, and you know, he was very introverted, but he sort of came out of himself, which was nice to see. So that was, you know, that was a good book. I then read Faith by Ruth Hartzler, and I found this one strange, in that we meet Nettie, and she's been looking after her mother, who has been ill for numerous years. Her mother passes away. Now, her mother, they both were Amish, but her mother was basically a recluse. Her mother wouldn't allow Nettie to go out, wouldn't allow anybody into the house, things like that. So, you know, she was very much cut off from the community. When, after her mother's funeral, the lawyer comes to her and says, right, okay, your mother's left you the house and the farm, but all her money goes to this cat protection league. And Nettie's like, my mother didn't even like cats. So, you know, mother was obviously, from the reading of it, it seemed the mother was a pretty cruel person, to be honest. And then this man arrives who is from Nettie's past, who her mother had tried to force her to marry, and he goes, oh, I inherit everything. And Nettie's like, what? You know, it's like, do you have a will to show that? No, but I know there's one. And he was a really offensive man, really not nice man at all. And then she finds this horse, and she goes to her neighbours to find out who it is, but it's actually one of theirs, so they let her borrow it because her buggy horse is lame, etc. So she then starts to build a relationship with people in her Amish community, especially her neighbours and her neighbour's son, and just things that happen from there. That bit was really, really nice, but sort of just the fact that her mum could be so nasty, and, you know, this other man that came, supposedly I've inherited everything, was just really not nice. It struck me as not what I've sort of, shall we say, read from other Amish books, which it just didn't sit totally well with me, but that was fine. It's probably nice, it's probably good to read a book again that is not what you expect from, shall we say, the Amish books situated within an Amish community. I then also read The Way Home, but again by Ruth Hartzler, and this one was different to the first one. This one was to do with 4 sisters who had been injured in a buggy accident. by their friend. Total accident, misty night, misty day. They were in their buggy. Their friend Noah, who was on Rumspringer, was in a car. Car hit black ice and basically then hit him because he didn't see them. One sister still in hospital. Other three are at home with mum and dad. The mother, I did not take to. Mum is pushing the oldest sister Hannah to get married, and she keeps setting her up with the mum's best friend's son, David. Oh, he's horrible. He is such a yucky character. He's like he's all over her. It's disgusting. It was awful. You know, it's like really not the behaviour you would expect of a young Amish man. And, you know, at one point, Hannah's on crutches and he's basically pawing her, and she well done on her. She slams her crutch down in his foot. I'm like, you go, girl. So there's that part. There's a young girl who comes to help Hannah's mum because Hannah can't, and her two sisters that are home can't either because they're still injured and, you know, can't do very much. And Mary was lovely. She is like bubbly. She will just basically open her mouth and she will say what she thinks, which is really fun. And Hannah is having a hard time forgiving the friend Noah for the accident. But her parents, she ends up having to go and work for Noah's mum in the quilt shop. And she's a bit about this, and the mother's like, you need to work to help pay the bills, blah de blah, pay the hospital bills, etc. And I'm like, geez, woman. You know, again, mother was not the nicest of characters, I didn't find. But it's like Hannah has always been in love with Noah, but she doesn't know, she can't really forgive him for the accident. And the story is like, will she forgive him? What will they manage to rekindle their relationship, etc. It was really well written. I have to say, both of them by Ruth Hartzler were very well written. Well paced, good characters, although some of them you didn't really like. So that was kind of my last Amish in April book. I had already read at the very beginning the Amish Christmas Bakery, and I've already done a review of that book in previous video. I will try and remember to link it down below. But that's it for this year's Amish in April. I hope you've enjoyed this kind of little vloggy style video of what I've been reading. What did you participate in Amish in April? I would really like to know. If you'd let me know in the comments, what books did you read and what did you think of them. But until my next video, friends, stay safe and happy reading. Bye.